The World Anti-Doping Agency will meet International Amateur Boxing's governing body, the AIBA, in the next few weeks to inspect whether it has implemented recommendations to its anti-doping programs following allegations it had conducted no out-of-competition tests in 2015. Private Eye magazine claims staff at AIBA's headquarters in Lausanne revealed to WADA investigators in December that in the year before the Rio Olympics, no amateur boxer had been tested out of competition in the 12 months prior to the visit, while virtually none had been carried out in 3 years. If AIBA is declared non-compliant with the WADA code, boxing could be banned from the Olympics. Several outlets contacted WADA, which would not confirm or deny the allegations, but revealed it had passed on recommendations of improvements and enhancements following the visit so AIBA could meet the code. A WADA spokesman added, the report contained various recommendations of different levels that have different timeframes based on their importance, so there is no one deadline. If WADA considers that there is no or too little follow-up from the AIBA in terms of implementation and or insufficient practice of the 2015 code, it can bring up the case for review at any time to its independent compliance review committee, which can in turn make recommendations to WADA's foundation board. This has not happened with the AIBA to date. Follow-up meetings are scheduled with the AIBA in the coming weeks to review the implementation of the recommendations, and if the key recommendations are not being implemented, then the matters will be escalated in accordance with WADA's ISO certified process for compliance. There is intense scrutiny on doping in the run-up to the Rio Games after the International Olympic Committee revealed 23 athletes from 5 different sports involved at London 2012 returned adverse analytical findings after samples were reanalyzed. AIBA President Dr. Ching Kuo Wu divided opinion when he revealed earlier this year that top professional boxers would be eligible to compete in Rio under radical new proposals. While the likes of Vladimir Klitschko and Manny Pacquiao were in favor of the idea, others such as Britain's David Haye and former heavyweights Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson have voiced their opposition. Doping in professional boxing has come to the fore in the past couple of weeks, with Deontay Wilder's defense of his WBC heavyweight title postponed due to opponent Alexander Povetkin testing positive for banned substance meldonium. The WBC revealed earlier this week that Lucien Boutte failed a doping test following last month's majority draw with WBC super middleweight champion Badou Jack. That was a mouthful. Now, I just read that from this article on boxingscene.com. Shout out to Boxing Scene. No, I don't work for them, but maybe I should with the amount of, articles are there that are articles from their website that are publicized. But anyway, I'm joking. This is interesting and disturbing, people. If these allegations are true, that there's been no drug testing conducted by the AIBA or on their watch in the past year, and very little drug testing in the past 3 years, that is disturbing. So the allegation, like I say, just to reiterate, they're saying it's no drug testing is being conducted by the Amateur International Boxing Association, or no drug testing has been conducted on their watch over the past year, and very little over the past 3 years, which would go back obviously to 2013, just after the Rio Olympics. And the possible outcome here, if it's found to be the case that this stuff is true, they might remove amateur boxing from the Olympics. So this has very, very big repercussions if it turns out to be true. Let me know what you think about this, people. The more information we hear about this, obviously, I'm going to upload a video about it immediately, because I'm somebody that's very interested in amateur boxing, and some of you out there maybe as well. I'm very interested in the future of it. I was very much against professionals competing in amateur boxing, as David Haye was, as Lennox Lewis was, as Mike Tyson was. They were very much against it. So I take a keen interest in the amateurs. I see it still as the apprenticeship program for professionals. That's how I see amateur boxing. That's where wannabe boxers get their feet wet and they can learn and develop their talent alongside other fighters who are of similar experience to themselves. In amateur boxing, you are matched normally against people who are of a similar level to you. You're not normally thrown in there with people who are way better than you. When you're in a tournament, yeah, you might end up fighting somebody who is way better than you or way more experienced than you. But that's because you did very, very well to get into that tournament in the first place, to qualify for the tournament. If it's some major international tournament, for example, or the Olympics, the World Championships, etc., the Commonwealth Games. So you've obviously proved that you're of a certain level to even be able to qualify. But generally speaking, the matchmaking in amateur boxing is done very carefully. There tends to be far less mismatches in amateur boxing than there is in professional boxing. And that allows fighters to progress, being in there with guys of a similar level to themselves. So anyway, not to go into that whole professionals in the Olympics thing again, but I'm definitely a big fan of amateur boxing. So yeah, that is what it is. Let me know what you think about this story, people. Pretty disturbing, isn't it? It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.